5 seconds.
Y'all ready for this? No, 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 no.
Radiant team ban.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Super Major NA Qualifiers VGJ.Storm versus Immortals Game 2. Sunsfan here with BSJ. We have some news. After that last game, because Immortals lost, Complexity, Optic Gaming, Team Rejects, and IsGG are 100% eliminated. Officially, even though we kind of alluded to it earlier, it is now official. They cannot go to the Major. So it is between these two teams. So I'll try to make it as simple as I can. If VGJ wins this game, it is 100% over. There's no chance of anybody else, of Immortals making it. But if Immortals wins, and then they end up 2-0ing Team Rejects, which is expected, and then VGJ loses 2-0 to IsGG, then there could be some tiebreak scenarios. It's unlikely,
10 seconds.
but possible.
We're seeing some gatekeeper stanking going on here. Potentially, if Immortals takes this game. Obviously, you know, once game is over, we'll have a much greater idea of exactly what to expect. But as of now, it seems about, you know, pretty overwhelming odds that VGJ.Storm will be going to the Major. But obviously can't congratulate them just yet.
That is correct. That's a very fast AA pick, by the way. They know what they want.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I feel like last game, Immortals, like, that opening was quite different. They just went Earthshaker Underlord right off the bat, and sometimes when you whip out these different openings, like, I don't think I've ever seen that opening, the other team is either prepared for it or not, and I think VGJ just had the one pick. I've done the same thing in drafting, where I will pick an opening that I had not picked yet, and then they'll just pick this hero, and I'm like, what do I do now? Like, we can't do anything to that hero, and it's, even if it's just second pick, so... I think that last game they kind of took a step out of the comfort zone. We obviously saw the Wind Ranger pick as well. So yesterday you were talking about how if you're losing, rather than picking the same stuff over and over again, why not go for something different? And even though Immortals may not be necessarily losing, maybe they thought their best chance of winning this series was just pulling a cat out of the hat and hoping for the best. And it didn't really work out.
Out of the hat.
Yeah, man.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, man. It rhymed.
Other than rhyming, it's usually a rabbit out of the hat.
It's a cat, man. Rabbit out of the hat does not rhyme. Does that sound nearly as good to say rabbit out of the hat?
No, but it is historically accurate. That's what's
I could say cat out of the hat because the Cat in the Hat was a Dr. Seuss book that we all know and love, and it rhymes.
Do people still know who Dr. Seuss is? Like young, like really young people? I don't think so.
I don't know, actually. Do parents still read Dr. Seuss to their kids?
No, parents don't read to their kids anymore. The kids all have like cell phones now, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess that's true. My little stepsister, who's 10, just like has her iPad.
Are you serious? 10 years old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, what is the world coming to?
I mean, it's like, if you can pay to just, you know, have your kid be entertained and not come bother you, why not, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Babysit by the iPad. Easy peasy. Thanks, Apple.
Thanks, Apple.
Thanks, Siri, actually.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
That sounds like a really unhealthy relationship for kids to have, like if they end up thinking Siri's their good friend, and then
oh gosh,
one day it just hits them like, I have problems.
No
I have no friends. I am antisocial. And I game all day. Basically sums up all of us, actually.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't think that's, you know, generation unique.
True. All right, so we got the Gyro Naga and then Puck AA. So potential wombo combo for Immortals if they get a little bit more on top of that. Maybe I don't know, Void is the first thing that comes to mind with AA at least. And they could actually, the reason I love Puck is because you can get these melee heroes that get kited a lot. Like even in Ursa, I would be okay with in theory. It's really good against Gyro as well. But in theory, because you keep them in place with Coil. They don't want to leave Coil because it does so much damage now.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of creates a battle arena. I wouldn't be shocked if Immortals bans out Disruptor here. If they don't, I feel like VGJ will just take it. Pretty good against Puck. Goes really well with the Naga. Obviously, they used it well last, and there it goes. So let's see what else can they combo. They already have the Gyrocopter ultimate to follow up the Song. The two options with Song is to have immediate follow-up or have strong counterplay if the other team goes on you. So, like using Song defensively whenever they go on you, making it so they can't really fight into you that way. Kind of curious to see where they choose to take it. Naga, just a hero. I'm surprised we haven't been seeing as much Naga as we did before. She hardly got touched, and I don't know. I feel like in the laning stage, I can tell you if I'm dealing with, as a carry player, if I'm dealing with a Naga +1, it can be quite obnoxious. Like, Naga's just super tanky, has the minus armor. They go Bane, so they're going to probably just go the strong lane route. And
oh my. All right.
Using sleep to disengage, rather than using sleep to force fights.
Clockwork. Position 4, I assume. It's kind of sad that you can almost not even get away with position 3 Clockwork anymore. Very sad days.
I don't miss position 3 Clock. That hero
really?
Is annoying.
5 seconds remaining.
You gotta remember, I'm coming from the carrier's perspective
I
here.
guess, yeah,
so the thing for me is it's just like there's so many carries that are just like the thing I don't like about Clockwork is certain carries are like invincible, so it's just like he can't do anything to you, and then other carries are just completely owned by Clockwork. So I don't know. I don't like playing against offlaners where it's all dependent. If my hero's good, it's like a free game. If my hero's bad, I feel like I can't win. So that's how it kind of feels against Clockwork a lot of the time.
No,
but
they do have
the one thing I will say about Immortals draft is they are countered very hard by Force Staffs.
Yes.
Like, even if you Force Staff somebody out of the coil, it disrupts their entire combo as of now. The AA Blast, the Clockwork Hook. So I'm curious to see if that...
You know what counters the Force Staff?
Goes for the Underlord. What counters Force Staff?
Chronosphere.
Oh. True.
But doesn't really synergize with Clockwork at all. Actually, that's not true. Rocket Flare does synergize with Chronosphere very well.
I doubt they will go Void because they have Naga, but...
Yeah, most likely, actually, that's true. But you have to get Naga in
They do go for the OD. It saves against Bane. Very hard counter to Underlord. But they have no tower push for Immortals. Is like immediately what I see in their draft. And they have no combo with AA. I guess they like...
10 seconds remaining.
I guess they have Puck and Clock, but as I said, like that is actually just countered by a Force Staff. So if you have like your entire combo that is disrupted by a 2,000 gold item purchasable on any hero, does not feel too good. Curious to see where they wrap up the draft. I think something like... I think they need push, and I think they need a potential stunner, so maybe DK.
I know this isn't going to happen. Option. I know that Naga is in all likelihood a support, but let's just say for theory's sake that this is a core Naga.
5 seconds.
Okay.
Remaining.
Immortals lineup is complete dog shit against that, right? It's like mostly single target. Mostly single target. The one thing is that if you catch Naga without illusions and you have Clockwork, she can't ever get out. She can't use Mirror Image or Song. You can't use Mirror Image with Rocket with Battery Assault?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, actually. You know what?
I know you can't use Song.
I know for a fact you can't use Song. I will check that before I talk out my ass here.
It's okay. So I'll trust in your...
Clockwork Clockwork Battery Assault is every 0.7.
I love listening to your mechanical keyboard go to work. Indeed.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, good. So I'm correct for once. So Clockwork not good against Naga core is what you're saying.
Fair enough.
But I highly doubt they go that route. I mean, well, they could, because I know Rezo is a very good Naga, and then Yawar definitely can play Gyrocopter, even though Rezo did play Gyro last game. Not sure if Yawar plays Naga. Anyway, we're just assuming that's a support anyway. So they will be going for, in all likelihood, a mid of some fashion. The question is, what are the lanes for Immortals? Is OD the safe lane, Puck mid, or is Puck off lane, OD mid?
It could be anything.
Because they have no physical damage, so I feel like they need to get some physical deeps going.
Yeah, usually when you don't have physical damage, it also means you have no tower push. So that is...
So who did you say? Did you say DK would be good?
I just thinking of something that's set up AA and a tower pushed. So I considered DK. I didn't really see anything else. I don't think DK is like particularly amazing, but I also didn't see anything else.
Right. Okay.
That's the problem with the draft is I feel like every draft has requirements, I guess. You need some team fight, you need some pickoff, you need some tower push, potentially some roshing. And I feel like VGJ.Storm's draft kind of does it all, so they can just pick a hero that's good for the game, like good lane matchup or whatever they want from the hero. And I feel like Immortals does not have that, so they go do DP. Doesn't really set up the combo, but it's nice for the tower push. I'm ready for a mid Nyx from VGJ here.
Really?
That would be the sickest mid Nyx game I think I've ever witnessed. They have Puck, OD, and DP cores.
The problem is Yuar and Rezo do not play that hero.
5 seconds.
As far as I know.
Okay, safe lane Underlord, off lane Nyx. Let's go. Okay. Let's be honest, this is about the sickest Nyx game.
It's not bad. Not bad at all. The only thing better would be having an Ember Spirit in play as well, maybe.
That is true. If the Clockwork was the 4-position Ember, that would be even better.
That would be better in so many other ways.
In so many other ways.
So they do have the tower push now with DP, very cooldown dependent, and technically physical damage. It's going to be a Medusa, so will be a Rezo Medusa.
It's good against the OD in lane because of the mana steal from the snake. It steals so much mana from the OD because his mana pool is so high. It's percentage based, not like a flat number.
So again, to wrap this up, guys, and again, I'm pretty sure I'm right here. VGJ are playing this one game against Immortals and then 2 games against IsGG. Out of those 3 games, they need to win 1, I think, to 100% ensure that they go to the major. Very likely, it's their destiny to control now. So we'll see if they... I've seen some colossal chokes in my lifetime. This would be up there if they're able to do that. But
I think this one would actually trump the one from Team Freedom last year.
Was that a choke necessarily? I can't remember the game that was the deciding game. What happened?
It was actually their first game. That, like, in the group stages. It was their first game, and then they won out, but then they lost like 2 best-of-3s, all like 2-1 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that one's more understandable. It's more, losing against Team Red. It wasn't. I wouldn't call that a choke because it was so early. It wasn't like we need to beat them to make it. That would have been
Jenkins makes guides on Pugna, so obviously, that's respectable. But we see Immortals smoked up, ready to make the action happen. Getting some wards, maybe it looks like, on Dubu. It is an offlane Puck, mid Outworld Devourer, and a safe lane DP.
Ooh, that's a really early ward on the Radiant side here. On that cliff.
I'm curious, so if we're thinking about it, what does that do?
30 seconds to battle.
It give vision of the camps. One camp.
Like, why would they want that? I don't feel like Underlord's gonna like jungle or anything. Maybe they want to see who walks to lane, but so they know they're good lane matchups. But I don't think this is anything like last game where they need to make sure like the Monkey King was in the right lane. OD is good against Underlord if they want to try to make that lane matchup happen. But he does have mid lane items.
Oh, Bello, he's going to take heavy harassment for this. Gets off the illusory orb. Oh, he gets nightmared. And that means he is donezo.
Rip.
And the first blood will go to...
SVG tried to give it to him. That's a good support player right there.
He tried his very, very best. So first blood goes away VGJ.Storm. Obviously a good start for them as the lanes are going to be pulled by Snake King. Actually de-aggroed off of MSS. He's like, no, I want this. Not for you.
Yeah, it's MSS's job, like as a support, if anyone wants to learn, is to mess with the other team so that they're forced to like not drag the creeps around in circles. You want to make it so they have to take it to their creep wave like they're doing now, and then MSS can soak the XP while the AA is going to be sharing XP with the Death Prophet. So meanwhile, MSS is getting solo XP for this creep wave. The Underlord's getting solo XP for his creep wave. and then what? Oh, this is really clever by snaking. He actually lets the Radiant Creep Wave go by. If you see it here, he let it go by, so it's going to die to tower while MSS is doing what he's doing. So DP's missing CS right now. It's actually really clever. There's all types of stupid shenanigans you can do with this.
Manipulating the patch for the win.
Yep.
Noir, Rocket Barrage does a decent amount of damage to Febby. They do not want to leave these cogs because that's precious mana. Home missile will connect.
The farm. Kill the cogs. 20 gold.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They only take a couple hits now. Wait, actually, how does it scale?
It's still just 2 every. It's now 2 every level. It used to be 3 at max level.
I mean, that was quite the nerf, I have to say.
It was, yeah.
He needs a buff, my boy. You know, I wouldn't mind if the buff that they have is just cast animation, just being improved.
How about bringing back square cogs?
No. No one wants square cogs. What do you think? This is like the 19th century? Puck, nightmared up.
And missile as well.
Hits a creep. Interesting. Right, we're gonna watch top lane for now. Is MP getting chased down? Snaking. He does a good amount of damage. Firestorm is there along with the Riptide. This should be a kill. He can get another right click. Nope. Taking down 5 HP. They can use its snare, and that will ensure that the DP dies. Pretty close, and of course that Orb of Venom doing a lot of work in that chase.
Bevy is invis mid, but only has level 1. He's gonna get level 2 off this creep. He gets it. Will he go? No.
Level 1 battery assault. I feel like level 2 is when it starts to get real good. Ryoya?
Yeah.
Oh, Rezo. He's gonna tank this up pretty easily. Does not move. Refuses to give up ground. Well, Yuar's completely out of mana in this bot lane, so Velo, I think, should be able to get some levels. Although the pulls are occurring here for SVG. And rotations on this
Puck is pretty good against Gyro in lane because you can always dodge the missile. And you harass him from a longer range than he harasses you. But they do have the Bane, so the Bane always makes favorable lane matchups just a little less favorable.
I think he was trying to get him inside the cogs. Ends up denying some. Lack of gold. There's MP in the top lane. Still level 2 in the Death Prophet. What are your thoughts on safe lane Death Prophet?
I think ever since the Spirit Siphon nerf, not a fan.
Yeah. What was nerfed exactly?
They made it so that the restore time, it used to be 45 at all levels, but now it's like longer at early levels. So I feel like she's kind of like this happens to her.
Oof, that hurts a lot. It's only level 1 Firestorm as well, but there's a Spirit Siphon, bringing her back to a healthy amount.
The main thing I look for in safe laners, especially this patch with how important the lanes are, is what the Lifestealer did last game, where he's just a hero that's going to get what he gets and you leave him alone. And I don't like heroes like DP or Monkey King for that reason.
Now they're going to chase again. MP on the run. One more right click will do it. Snaking just needs to get vision. Getting slowed by the Ice Vortex. MP doing a little ring around the Rosie. And Firestorm actually misses with that Mango usage. So MP will live, but he's still very fragile right now. And Velo getting chased in the bot lane while this is all happening. And look at the CS. I mean, both Yuar and Reza are living the dream right now. And SVG trying to harass Velo out, but pretty early bottle picked up by him. Keep him nice and healthy. Position for Clockwork. I feel like when I first saw this, I was very confused why it was happening, because Clockwork's always been the 3. But then I realized you end up getting about the same amount as you do as a position 3. So, but we haven't really seen much Clockwork as of late anyway.
Does have a lot of stick charges on Yuar, so you should be.
Yeah, and a Mango to boot, but could turn it if he really wants. But looking at the mid lane, Resolution 22 and 11. Versus Ryoya at 15 and 8, and Ryoya is very low on HP. Have to get a salve out there immediately.
Yeah, Medusa definitely wins the matchup. She's longer ranged, and the snake just steals so much mana. And the mana steal in this case, it's not only that you're stealing, obviously, his mana, so he can't use abilities as often, but OD's damage from his orb is directly dependent upon how much mana he has currently. So it also makes him do a lot less damage. But Ryoya looking top.
And he's going for it. We get the Astral Imprisonment to give it a little bit extra time for Fusion to show up. Ice Vortex is available. And the Chili Fingers will ensure that Ryoya gets a little bit of catch-up farm, but again, something we've noticed in the past year and a half to 2 years is kills do not give you nearly as much as just sitting in lane and farming. And that's what Resolution's doing. Gonna get banished. Those Febbies here. Has level 2 battery assault, deals a little bit of damage now. Ryoya, great hero against the Medusa, of course, because of that mana drain. He's taking a lot of damage, in fact, but he's only level 5. If he had Sandy's Eclipse, this would be a kill for sure. But they're going to turn it around pretty easily thanks to the rotations from VGJ. How close was he to 6? Not close at all. Okay. If it was one of those instances where he was about to hit 6, then that could have been a great turnaround.
Yeah, that just shows how important lane matchups are. Like Medusa being slightly favored in the lane matchup makes her 6 right before the OD is, and then suddenly it's like, as you said, that's probably a kill in favor of OD if he was already level 6, and then suddenly he's level 7 maybe, and Medusa's level 5 or 6, but now it's the other way around. And not feel good at this point for Ryoya in the mid lane.
Yeah, Febby now rotating back to the top lane. And looking at the potential Wombo combo, it's not as strong as I was hoping for Immortals. But it is still quite a bit. I mean, the Death Prophet, I wouldn't really consider her a Wombo combo type hero at all. But sustained damage while the ultimate is going. Then you have the Sandy's Eclipse, AA ult, Puck. Can actually set that up. Could be potentially pretty disastrous for VGJ if they misplay. But right now they do have the 2K lead, and Snake King doing pretty well for himself in this top lane. In fact, he's 4th in net worth, or 5th now overall in the game. That's pretty damn good for an off-lane underlord.
Yeah, the fact that they have 3 out of 4 heroes on the top, and most important, cores that need the good start are 1,000 above their respective lane. Approximately, he's pretty grim already, I think, for Immortals. I just don't think their draft makes much sense. I'll be honest with you, with the 3 int cores and.
Please be honest with me, please.
Only one of them pushes, and it's on a long cooldown ultimate. So they are going on MSs.
Yeah, they will get him. Thanks to thanks to MP's help, and now Dubu gonna be caught in the crossfire. So it's a 1-for-1 exorcisms, pop nightmare, mitigates a little bit of damage. Snake King is very, very low. MP trying to drain as much as he can, but Firestorm's gonna be enough to finish him off.
Nice rotation from Rezo. Had the Arcane Rune as well, so he didn't use much mana. Snake there.
Yeah, we'll see what Immortals can do to try to get back in this game. Started off with a decent gank, but the fact that they're so deep in can definitely be a hindrance if there's any TP support. And Resolution is... Wow, somebody has a real loud motorcycle there. You okay, buddy? You got biker gang out there? Oh, wait. It's not a motorcycle. It's the mowing of the lawn. Why do they mow the lawn every day at your place?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought it was over.
Actually, I hear it here too. What is the deal? You need to mow the lawn like once every 2 weeks, for God's sake. Resolution taking a massive amount of damage. Sandy's Eclipse is not enough, though. And that was worth the shot, but Ryoya might be able to get Resolution. Now it gets pretty greedy, but Snake King does finish him off in style with that nice patented right click from Underlord. A hero that looks like he cleaves when he attacks, but he does not. Just a weird animation. 7-3 advantage for VGJ, and this lead is... I mean, 3K may not sound like a lot, but at 10 minutes, it kind of is. But Immortals are definitely not out of this yet. They have the Death Prophet, has really yet to use the ultimate to full effect. Seen it once so far. SVG did not smoke for that, so not able to find an opening. Not quite level 6 yet, of course. And, well, actually, he does run into an invisible Febby. I feel like this is the second Invis rune he's gotten. Still level 4.
There's no one for him to go on at this point.
Alright, he should know. Courier delivers something. SVG taking the battery spell damage with the Ice Vortex amplification, and the Cold Feet will ensure that MP gets that kill for himself.
As I said, he can clearly use this Invis rune to go on a support.
Clearly, yes.
Snaking using his ult to push out top and then get out.
Yep, easy peasy. Back to base. And we haven't really heard much from Yawar at the moment, but he's just farming his little heart away. Going for the drums. And I expect nothing to change in terms of the cookie cutter build. What would it be? Like Yasha and then BKB. Pretty standard. I mean, the fact that you're playing against OD, who's hard countered by that, means that an early BKB might not be such a bad choice.
Yeah, I think Gyro will need a BKB pretty early against the AA, Puck, OD, and Clockwork. That's pretty massive damage that can all be reduced by, or removed basically.
Bottom tower is under
I wouldn't be surprised by Drum's BKB, maybe Drum's Yasha, but there's some gang going on here with the Fiend's Grip. Is that a Dubu Fiend's Grip I see there?
Oh, pretty much. Might as well be. That is the first Fiend's Grip of the game. And this tier 1 tower looks like it'll be taken out by MP with that Exorcism. Well, MSS runs into Velo, cancels the TP. Febby tries to catch up. Should be able to get him in his cogs. See if this ends up being worth it for MSS or not. Illusior comes in. Probably not. Probably not worth the tilt factor. And tier 1 tower was officially taken out by MP.
And they also took the tier 1 mid. I really like that rotation, choosing mid as the lane, because Medusa's never rotating to you. So if you want Medusa to be incorporated in any sort of early pushes or action at all,
oh boy. AA Blast comes in. They actually have enough to finish off the gyrocopter. Clockwork will die for his insolence, but it is a 2-for-1. Definitely in favor of Immortals. You lose 2 supports for the position 1 gyrocopter, who's now overtaken by Resolution.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Velo and MP dealing a little bit of damage to the tier 2 bottom, but don't think they're going to be able to do much more than that. Meanwhile, MP does TP to save this tier 1 top. Is in deny range. At what point do you not deny towers? Is it just the mid tower that's like so important?
Yeah, I think it's mainly just if you think the tower important, whether it's like the Roche or definitely the mid.
Oh boy.
They find him.
Oh boy. He is super duper duper dead.
Think he can get out of this?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
Very optimistic. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, you're...
Fiend's Grip is now online again for SVG, so expect a gank to be coming shortly, although just TP's bottom. If you can find Velo with the help of Naga, nah, be a very difficult kill to get right now. Velo about 700 away from finishing Blink Dagger for himself. Are there any items that bring Immortals into a better state of things? Like the Blink for Puck obviously helps. Febby needs to hit his hook shot. He will catch up though. Homing Missile's on its way. Needs to get that his cogs off. A blast on its way as well. Into the crit storm. That is enough to take out your Underlord. But here comes Yawar dealing so much damage to Febby and NP. They're going to clean up both easily. Dubu in the trees. The tomatoes running after him. They will find him now. And this should be another kill. Double kill for Resolution. 1 for Yawar and the tier 1 tower. That's a lot of money. 5K.
The problem with their combo with the Clockwork A is it's not like a clean combo like Sand King or Nyx or something where you just get the stun, you burst them, and they die. You have to like make sure you get them inside the cogs, and it just took too long, and then they lose 3 heroes for it. Bottom lane now.
Yeah, Aurelia. Yes, Sanity's Eclipse could be enough to take out MSS, but the homing missile is there, and he does finally get it off. It'll be a trade though, and that's not what you want to see. Support Naga for the O-Dizzle. Velo's invis now. How many invis runes has Immortals got in this game?
At least
Good
3.
lord. At least. Sentries placed, but he knows. He knows. Underlord with the old phase boots. He will be seen. SVG wanted to get something off, but gets hook shot. A blast on its way. He looks to be super duper dead. And Febby will finish him off.
Well, you see it in the itemization of VGJ.Storm. They realize how important 4 stabs are this game. Resolution's going for 1 immediately right after the Mask of Madness, and it looks like Snaking even has one queued up himself. So I feel like once they get these 4 stabs, I don't see anyone dying in these combos anymore. Gyro did him going for the Yasha and maybe completing the SNY. I personally would be in favor of him getting a BKB, but I know he plays more of a farming style, so he might scale better.
Where's my pension?
Yeah, we'll see what he has yet to choose. Nothing's in his queue right now for the gyrocopter, that is. Smoke. It's going to be broken by Dudu and Febby. AA Blast comes in, hits nothing. Hits the cogs, in fact. A little bit of miscommunication, potentially. But they do stop the smoke gank, and that's what's important. War is super fast. I can't even believe the range on homing missile. Dudu getting chased. Of course, Coil is available. He's going to start it off with a waning rift. Then the Coil, Ryoya. There's the song, though. Can they combo enough? War is pretty damn low. Has to be careful here. Firestorm is there. Hookshot's gonna hit a creep, it looks like. MSS now on the run. Gripstorm will clip him. See if they can catch up with that drum. Resolution pops the ult, though, and that means Immortals needs to run away. The disengage is strong there. And VGJ relatively low, so don't want to take any chances, but of course they are next to a shrine, so looking pretty healthy now. Feels like there's some miscommunication on Immortal's side in terms of initiation, especially from the
that was
clockwork.
Pretty sick by snaking. He actually positioned the homebound creep and blocked the hook, but
well, they're going for it now. This is kind of a fake back scenario. TP attempt going on over there, but MP will be the one that gets destroyed first. The grip cancels the TP, and clockwork is there. It was a good attempt, but execution wasn't there. His resolution now traverses back towards the mid lane. They are so far ahead in net worth for these top three. Not even close.
And Bane and Naga are two heroes that pretty much do their job despite whatever their net worth is. So obviously Naga can make use of items, but that's all they care about is the three heroes that they have the net worth on. So it's super good for them. The resolution's 3-0 and 3. He has the full Hurricane Pike complete at 18. Super farmed. I don't think this gets any easier. Once VGJ has all their 4 staves, the Underlord actually choosing to go back for Hood rather than Force, thinks 1 4 staff is enough. TPing to his own creep, looking for the OD.
Oh, they do have a homing missile coming. Astral Imprisonment not available for 8 seconds, but he's going to be pretty deep towards that tier 2, and the chase might be onto Velo instead. SVG. Oh, actually, that was not a good... Oh, he finds him! Yep. He's in trouble. Of course, he is Puck, and he does have Blink, so it'll still be a difficult kill. Illusory Orb goes off into the trees. See if Yuwar wants to call down or not.
Yeah, this is just a map control movement, though, by VGJ. Even if they don't get the kill, you see that they have Rezo defending mid, and they're going to back him up with Gyro, but then they just control top lane now. They can push it in, look to take the tier 2, and because Immortals' only pressure on towers is DP ultimate, they know that if they put pressure on towers, it's more beneficial for them than it is for the other team. But Immortals does have the imprisonment on top lane. Snaking is trapped.
Yeah, Snaking taking heavy damage. Can't even get Firestorm off because of the battery assault. So good turnaround kill there for Immortals.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Hood build, actually. I'm surprised he went for that because it doesn't protect him against OD, doesn't really protect him against DP, and then it doesn't save him from Cogs. So not really sure why he went back for the Hood, but maybe he just thinks the pipe is that important for his team. But now he has 4-step queued up again. See if he chooses to commit to that now.
It's one of the few instances where I've seen Ice Vortex actually be noticeable in terms of move speed, being used to run away. Dudu gonna turn around with that cold feet now. SVG went a little bit too deep, or did he? Yuwar is here to play. He's gonna clean up the AA very easily. Homing missile will connect on DP. Not a whole lot of mana to speak of on Yuwar, but you have to think he has more than enough damage to actually get this kill. Bello comes in, and he does take out SVG, but can he blink away is the question. Nope. So another favorable trade for VGJ, as this lead is... It's just a very consistent upward trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, I think that simply comes with no objective taking on Immortal's side. If you're not scared of them actually taking an objective, notice how long they spent top on VGJ, and then they were able to TP just 3 heroes bottom and kill the DP. Like, they didn't take... They don't feel rushed or forced to react to anything that Immortals is doing, because if you have no objective taking, the other team doesn't care what you're doing, and what that means is they'll just do whatever they want. In that case, looking to pressure any objectives that are convenient for them, while Resolution just farms mid, and he's been rotating between mid lane and the Ancients in this jungle camps, for the last like 12 minutes. That's all he's been doing, and you can see it in his net worth. He hasn't done, other than that like brief reaction to bottom where he helped his team disengage, he's actually just been hitting creeps the entire time. And
that is the resolution special.
Yep, and he's really good at it.
Yes, he is. And I believe that they are... Oh my god, Ryoya. What?
That's
What?
Honestly, that looks like a tilt play more than anything else. Like, he just, screw it, I'm going for it. And he just gets Hurricane Piked by the Medusa, and suddenly he's not able to even hit him anymore. He's all alone. His team had no intention of following him up there. And they'll just turn that into a Roche for whatever reason. Firestorm base HP percentage damage works on Roche.
Why not? I love it. Yeah. AA Blast is gonna connect on a couple. But without OD, and even if when he's up, no Sandy's Eclipse, it's a large amount of their damage. No, Clockwork. Now, Fiend's Grip's available. Oh, he gets silenced. It's not a Dubu Bane. Very evident now in SVG. They will get the kill nonetheless. Yeah, let's see if they want to continue or not. Scotty getting pretty close to being finished on resolution. Does not need to save for buyback or anything of that nature.
Meanwhile, Vela was pushing bottom, but notice how they're able to take Roche, get a kill, and react in time. And that matter of, like, we already harped on, it just, I don't know, man, you have to have objective taking in Dota. It just doesn't work otherwise. I feel like that was the apparent weakness. They are getting another 4-step on MSS as well, so glad they are on the pages, is what I was thinking. Makes me feel good.
4-staff gaming.
Yep. Disrupts their entire combination.
That's why they need a Faceless Void, bro. I told you.
You're right. You're right. Even though they have the Naga, it might even be worth it just to get their entire lineup otherwise discounted.
TP's out.
MSS was debating songing for that cancel, but it's not worth it.
Definitely not. Here, Dark Rift incoming.
Medusa does have the level 20 talent as well. Almost has the Scotty complete.
700 mana. What a... Remember when they nerfed that by 100?
Yeah.
LOL. As if that makes any difference at all.
XD's 4-step himself in the trees. Resolution has taken himself out of the game in the only way possible.
Ryoya is going to be found by Yawar. Yawar? Yeah, I was going to say he does have to pop BKB to survive that. Potentially.
He'll be back in the game in about 3 seconds. Gives us the whoops, the sorries. We forgive you, man.
LOL.
Can't even use a 4-staff. Sounds like my chat last night when I 4-staffed myself to death. Okay.
Ooh.
So he didn't even have Mana Shield on there. A little ballsy, but obviously he just doesn't care.
So
he has
how much
Aegis.
Of this,
Scotty delivered.
Right now, VGJ is just looking dominant over literally every other team we've seen.
Yeah.
Now, how much of that is like a honeymoon phase, do you think? With resolution?
I mean, obviously the only way we'll ever know is in a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months, but I mean, they are good players, all of them, and they seem to have found their stride. Sometimes it's not as much, in my opinion, a honeymoon phase, but maybe people just aren't ready for them, meaning that they, you know, we see Medusa getting caught by 5 heroes.
Well, let's see if they can kill her or not. She has Aegis, so I highly doubt it. Ryoya has to astral himself. They're going to find one on AA. And, good blink by Ryoya. And the Fiend's Grip will ensure that Puck dies, so that's 2 deaths. Could have been a lot worse for Immortals, but at the same time,
they just found a Medusa all alone, and the entire team was able to cross the map to get to him and then turn the kill without even losing half health. Yeah, but to answer your question, my feeling is that the only implication for the honeymoon phase, I think, is that the other teams just aren't aware of what they're expecting to see when they play against this team. I think VGJ looks way different than they did last week with the same lineup, so they were still finding their identity. So once these other teams maybe see this identity, they might be able to deal with it better. Just know what to expect in drafts as well as play. But I mean, overall they look really solid. It doesn't feel like the other teams are necessarily playing poorly. It's just every mistake or every weakness in the draft of the opponent of VGJ is just capitalizing, and that's really an important part of being a good team.
Yep, melee racks taken out. AA Blast does come in. BKB popped prematurely there. And 3 dead for Immortals before the fight even really begins. And GGs are called. And unless I'm mistaken, and I feel like I need to second guess myself always,
Yeah,
I'm pretty damn sure VGJ has ensured that they will be going to the major.
Yeah, I think we talked about it before the game, so unless the rules of the tournament have changed.
All right, I just refreshed the Wikipedia page, and they're green. So congratulations to VGJ.Storm. You're going to go to the Super Major.
Congratulations to them, honestly. Put on a clinic this entire qual.
Yeah, there was nothing was close. Yeah, I was expecting VGJ to just lose randomly to somebody.